Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. The price of Bitcoin is vomiting live down to $92,000 per Bitcoin. And in the past 24 hours, we've traded 10% below where we were at. And that's a pretty significant drop in terms of this choppy market situation. And of course, it is the biggest drop of 2025. So make sure to stay tuned until the end of today's video if you want to find out how much further can Bitcoin drop towards the downside and what is the action to be taking here in the cryptocurrency industry. So make sure to destroy the like button, subscribe to become a crypto kid. And with that said, let's jump straight into the technical analysis. So here, the 4-hourly picture does not look like the best, right? So if I zoom out to the daily time frame, again, it does not look like the best. You can point out a head and shoulders pattern here that is becoming much more evident thanks to, or not so much thanks to, this crash that we're seeing on the micro timeframes. And the most important level to be watching out for is, of course, this trend line right here. So you don't want to be breaking down from this trend line. We are currently, right? So you want to make sure that this candle closes above this trend line. And to be more conservative, right, just to give a final worst case scenario, I would say 91.7 is the point to definitely not be breaking down from. You can even say $92,000 exactly is where you don't want Bitcoin to be trading below, because that would confirm this head and shoulders pattern. And that has a target of $77,000, exactly where the CME gap is located. So you don't want to be breaking down from 91.8, 91.7. If you do so, then 77K is going to be where we're seeing Bitcoin for at least a couple of weeks. President Trump is going to be inaugurated in approximately 12 days' time, right? So his inauguration, depending on if he does sign the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve Bill on day one, I think the market can vary significantly. So I'm not looking to open any positions in terms of long or short positions at all in the moment. What I would be doing is I would be putting limit orders down at $77,000 because that's the CME gap. It's the target of the head and shoulders pattern. And I could even put some limit orders to buy Bitcoin or long Bitcoin even to the 71K range. That is like the kind of bearish zone. But honestly, it's going to be super variable on what happens with President Trump. The markets are dumping because Trump did do a live speech from Mar-a-Lago, and we spoke about it more on the Moonshow channel. And by the way, on the Moonshow channel, I also mentioned yesterday that if Bitcoin breaks below the support of this bump and run pattern, that is when we're going to expect Bitcoin to be trading lower. So this was kind of the warning signal. Now we're seeing a further crash, but it's all because of President Trump. He did a live stream from Mar-a-Lago. So he did do a live show from Mar-a-Lago where he said that he wants to take over Greenland and he wants to take over the Panama Canal. And it's pretty funny what's happening. And I think people were like, okay, hold on a second. If he's saying these things, then which are very, it's not a normal thing to say. I think people are questioning the ability of the Bitcoin Strategic Reserve Bill getting passed, because that also seems kind of unnatural, right? I mean, it's a $2 trillion asset. Of course, Bitcoin is superior and it's an incredible asset, but it's the biggest economy in the world. So I think people have kind of lost a little bit of trust in President Trump over the past 24 hours. And I think that is one of the major reasons why Bitcoin specifically is taking the largest hit. The S&P isn't seeing a major dump. It's more so Bitcoin and the entire cryptocurrency market in general. So I think that is the major reason. Bitcoin dominance is going up. Altcoins are seeing a hit. We're down 4% in the total 3 market cap, taking us back to the prior resistance of this falling wedge. And I think a test here is actually a very good sign of altcoins potentially going to see a major move in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So if you're wondering what you can do right now at this moment in time, I would buy into a lot of the major altcoins. I would buy into Bitcoin specifically. If you want to do that, you can use the links down in the description below. And actually, what I will do right now is I will do some dollar cost averaging into Bitcoin. So I'm doing that on Bybit because it allows you to buy Bitcoin straight away with fiat. So I will do that actually as soon as I end off the video, buy a couple of more $1,000s into Bitcoin. And at this point, I mean, there isn't much capital left, right? We've been buying so much Bitcoin, or I've been buying so much Bitcoin over the past few months that I don't really have capital remainder to continue buying and DCing in. But Bitcoin's taking a hit. Of course, altcoins are taking a hit. That includes Ethereum. We have the same sort of picture with Ethereum too, the same head and shoulders pattern that's breaking. And the target for Ethereum would be the following. So if you put it below the support, that's going to give you a $2,500 Ethereum. Not the best of things whatsoever. On the bullish note, though, to end off this video on the bullish note, don't worry so much. Bitcoin, in terms of the cycle analysis, it is completely on track to having 50% more of this bull market to come in. Like I said, President Trump, if he does do the strategic reserve bill on day one, then things will probably escalate super fast. I mean, Bhutan announced today that Bitcoin would be on their strategic reserve. So will Ethereum and BNB. This will just catch on, right? So the best thing to do during times of dips and consolidation is to be accumulating, B, educating yourself more about Bitcoin, watching a bunch of Michael Saylor videos, and of course, reading the Bitcoin Standard if you haven't done so already. And that's pretty much it. Don't panic too much. I told you guys a long time ago that there would be a time in the future where we would be complaining about, oh, Bitcoin has crashed to 100K, Bitcoin has crashed to 90K. These things will happen. We will eventually crash to $1 million per Bitcoin. Those days will arrive. So don't worry too much. Continue buying. And guys, yeah, take care. I'll see you all on tomorrow's video. Have a wonderful evening. And yeah, bye-bye.